Hello, and welcome to Rory's Brainworks, where we get creative and see if it works. Today, we're continuing on our rope and wellness hype train. That's the spirit, Marie. Today will be the continuation of our stretching with rope bondage as we stretch out the torso and the arms. Don't you mean you have those muscles? So do you own muscles currently that you do not have on your persons? I kind of do want to know about them. I want to know if I have to call the authorities. Not to mention, that's like really unsafe to have. Speaking of safety, let's talk about safe, sane, and consensual safety. Be sure to have some safety shears with you at all times. You can always get a new rope, can't get a new life. And consensual, me, Marie, and Crochet Rory are all consenting adults. Communication is key. Now, before we take a deep stretch into today's tutorials, we must first thank my sponsors, Erotikk.
Art is an expression of the soul, and Shibari is no different. That's where Erotikk comes in. Collaborating with the legendary Hajime Kanoko, Erotikk Jewelry is helping you explore the yin and yang of Shibari. Light, dark, feminine, masculine, and every force between, Shibari captivates us with an enigmatic allure. And with ample customization, beautiful designs, you can wear that art with elegance. At checkout, put in discount code RORY/Erotikk for 10% off.
Now I've got my tee, I've got my rope. We're ready to stretch some arms, but first we're gonna put on a single column tie over our wrist. So I'm gonna take the bite of the rope, put it in one hand, and I'm going to give me a good amount of space between that and the second loop when we loop over it. Now that right there, that is way too tight. So what I'm gonna do is get from the tail, provide a little looseness. We want to be able to get 2 fingers through there. And what we're gonna do with the bite is we're going to cross over and then go underneath these 4 strands. I'm gonna grab that bite with my thumb and bring the tail end a little bit closer up. Now once again, I'm gonna take the tail end, pull around to where I have a good amount of looseness to it. What I'm going to do with the tail end is I'm going to grab it and then flip it towards me. The goal of this is to create a loop and to have the tail end crossing above itself. Then we're just gonna stick our hands through that loop, grab the bite, pull it through the loop, and tighten. Like I said, you want a little extra bite for this. And if you want to add a little extra security, you can grab that loop again, pull it towards yourself, making sure that the loop is crossing over itself. Reach on through it, grab the bite, tighten once again. Cool, that's good. Now what we want to make sure is that we have enough looseness to easily move it around towards the other side. No problem. Now a good thing to know is we want to keep most of this away from the base of the palm. We don't want to impact on much around this area. We don't want to push into that area. The less pressure we put into it, the better. Most of the time you want to be an inch away from there. There's a lot of important bits and bobs in here. The more we impact it, the more it's going to cause damage. Sometimes immediate damage, sometimes a chronic problem develops. Good. Let's get to some stretching. Alright, so now that we got that on, let's do some arm stretches. Now when people first think of arm muscles, they think of the bicep brachii and the brachialis, the part of the top arm called the brachium. However, it's very difficult to stretch those particular muscles without hyperextending your arm. They are insanely awkward to stretch. So I won't be able to show you those with the rope. I can, however, show you a different one. One of which will require the arm to go above the head. You want the elbow to be pointing up in that direction. You can take the rope, take it behind you. The arm that is not currently in the rope is going to take hold of the rope and pull it down this way. And you can see where the rope is pulling down on the wrist. That's good. That part of that top wrist right there, that's taking most of the pressure, not the front. So this arm's going to continue pulling that muscle back. Just below that elbow, you're going to feel that good tricep stretch. So just let it go. You can lean into it a little bit, stretch that torso. Lean your torso towards the arm that's pulling on the rope, and you can Deep in the stretch, hold that for 20 to 30 seconds so you can let those muscle spindle cells know who's now boss. Or at least just let them know how elongated the muscle should be now. Like we talked about last time. If you were not here for part 1, you should probably go to part 1. What are you doing, you psychopath? I appreciate you. Wow. All right. Be sure to let the arm of the rope breathe a little bit before going on to the next one. Now for this next one, we're gonna focus a little bit on the anterior deltoid. The deltoid is a very difficult muscle to stretch because it has 3 different parts to it. It's a cap. You have anterior, medial, and posterior. We're gonna focus on the anterior right now, which is good because it's right next to the attachment sites for the pecs, which we will be doing later. So we're gonna take our arm and put it behind our backs, like so. This hand right here is gonna take the rope, grab it, and pull upwards in this 45-degree angle this way. And you can assist the stretch by opening up your chest a little bit, so pushing your chest out and pulling with the rope. This can still be done even if you aren't as flexible. That's why the rope is assisting us with these stretches. It allows us extra mobility so that these stretches are less of a hassle. You have to depend less on assisted stretches from other people. Oh yeah, open up that chest, let it go. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing's very important. You should have learned that by now in life. And let go. When it comes down, let it shake out a little bit. Shake it, shake, shake it, shake it, shake it. Let that hand breathe a little bit. Awesome. Now that's really all we're gonna use this single column tie, so we can undo that now. And what we are going to end up doing is creating another girth hitch that we can use for a stretch. And we did that simply by taking the bite of the rope, reaching into it, and then going down to grab the tail ends of the rope and pulling it through the loop we just created. Aha, super easy. What are we gonna do with this? Forearm stretches. Now as a massage therapist, this is my bread and butter. Now with a girth hitch, it's gonna be towards the tip of the fingies. You're gonna extend the arm out and pull there, and you'll feel it from the wrist to about right here, all through that inside part of your forearm. Oh my God, yes. Now this is like my bread and butter as a massage therapist, because who would have guessed you're using a lot of forearm strength when it comes to doing massage? Weird. And a lot of leaning. 70% leaning, 30% forearm. Don't tell everyone I lean at work. Wow. I'm sweating already. Why? Why? Now we can't just let the other side not get it stretched too. Even though we're not using the rope for it, you want to grab the fingies, extend again, and pull down this time. This is gonna get your extensors up here. Ooh, yeah. This is what I'm doing between my massages. Just going like, ah, yes. Great gods above and below, thank you. Give that its 20 to 30 seconds, let it go. Let these bad boys flop about. You want to do them sideways, then up and down. You may look weird, doesn't matter. If you're alone, if you're with a bunch of people. Because afterwards, when you let go, oh, that feels good. Let's get some pecs and lats. Whoa, scenery change, I know. A little more dull, bear with me. So for the pecs and for the lats, we're going to need an anchor for our rope. And I was thinking, well, what's an anchor almost everyone has? A door handle, so we're gonna use that. So we're gonna take the bite of rope and we're gonna exhaust about 4 to 5 feet of it. We're gonna put it around the doorknob and then we're gonna wrap it around once more, tightening it up. And then we're gonna do the same thing we did with the single column tie. We're going to create a loop, making sure that the tail end is covering itself. We're gonna grab our rope and pull through. Tightening that down, we'll do another one. Make a loop, making sure that the tail end is over itself. Reach through, pull the bite through, and get that on down. So we have our rope attached to our doorknob. So we're gonna create the girth hitch, take the bite, reach through, pull down, grab the tail end of the rope, and pull it through the little hole you created. Awesome. And we're gonna grip this. We're gonna have this inside of our hand. And we're gonna have to lean into this one. So we're gonna lean in and feel it right there. We're gonna keep our arm almost on a level plane, and we're gonna keep it at flexion. Just a little bit of flexion, almost like you're ready to punch someone. But it's a stretch, so it's far less aggressive than that. So you're gonna lean forward into it with your chest. You're gonna open up the chest to make it wide, arm at a little bit of flexion. And then feel it. It's gonna be right in here, a little bit closer towards your chest, but in that area where the arm meets the torso. Oh yeah, get that good pec stretch. If you can do it with two at the same time, by all means, you should do that. But it feels great. You're like a bird flying majestically, static in one place, but stretching your pecs nonetheless. And then let that go. Shake it out, shake it out. Now before you go on to do the other arm, we're gonna do another stretch. I know I just said, hey, don't stretch out the other arm until you've done the lat stretches with this one first, and then I realized that for the sake of camera angles, I have to show you how to do the lats with this arm instead, or else it would just be awkwardly shot. I apologize. One of the most important things to note when it comes to this lat stretch is that you're gonna be stretching the arm that's on the opposite side of the rope. This rope's on my left side, I will be stretching my right lat here. Now this is the main position you're gonna be looking for, and you're gonna be using your armpit as a guide. You wanna guide with your armpit out forward into the stretch. Now you can do it just like that. You wanna be in a nice archer stance, and then lean into that lat stretch. And if you wanted to add a little extra oomph to it, you can take the leg that's on the same side that's being stretched, move it behind your body, and then lean into the stretch. Ooh, that's some good stuff. Get that lats all stretched out. Oh, God's above and below, have mercy on me. Oh, that's all we really want from life. Oh, that's good stuff. Once you're done, shake it out. Now real quickly, to do it on the other side, in order to stretch out this one, the rope has to be on the opposite side. And you'll be going the opposite way as well. Oh, now doesn't that feel so much better? Make a combination of stretches that you do in this video that we did in the previous video, and kind of make a routine that feels right for you. Target the areas that you feel need more stretched than other areas. Now, I know I didn't encompass all of the stretches that could possibly be done, but it's a good start, helping you to understand how these stretches work. How would you do a trap stretch? Pressure on the back of the head, chin down to the chest, pushing with your hand. How would you implement rope to that? Safely. There's a whole bunch of other stretches out there. My job isn't to teach you every single one. My job is to be the spark for you to learn on your own and adapt what you've done with rope into that kind of life. I'm here to make you better, and I feel like we're getting closer every single time. Well, hey, I hope you had as much fun stretching with those tutorials as I did stretching with you. It appears both Crochet Rory and Marie are elsewhere doing something secretive. They recently asked me where we kept the shovels, so I'm just going to assume they're getting rid of incriminating evidence. Don't want to think about it anymore. The less I know, the better. I would be remiss if I did not bring up my other lovely sponsors for today, the wonderful people over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Rory's Brainworks, just like this YouTube channel. They are my rope vanguard, my colonizers of dreams, and without them, these ropey endeavors would be way harder to accomplish. Thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this madness, and comment down below what kind of ropey things you would like us to teach you. As always, I'm Rory. This is my brain. I'm fairly certain it works. Be safe and go create some art.